My name is Tasha Dutcher, and today I would like to show you a presentation on different types of leadership models. Within healthcare or any organization for that matter, there is always a leadership style that will be based on a model. I would like to show you two of the important ones and that I feel can and are successful in today's healthcare network. First, let's go over some of the previous models that were used in the late 1990s to the early 2000s. The Bowman and Deals reframing leadership model was based on short-term goals and was more focused on the practitioner for the organization. It did focus on decision-making applications that established the goals. The Uckel multiple linkage leadership model focused both on short and long-term goals, but it also focused on evidence while relying solely on the leader to make decisions. This model did allow for a reward system while policies and procedures were in place, but if control was not in the leader's hands, there would be consequences. The Hargrove and Glidwell model focused only on short-term goals, but it was also practitioner-based with organizational decisions and coping strategies to evaluate and fix any concerns. Lynn's leadership art and science model was solely based on the personality, skills, and experience of the employees, along with designing for change and favorability of the situation. These modules, they helped create the conventional modules that we have now, the more contemporary styles. It seems like a lot of different pieces were taken from these and created the modules that we have now. Let's move into more of the contemporary styles of leadership and discuss what they focus on. Transformational leadership is a model that focuses on shared values and ideas and also relationships. This system allows the practice what you preach saying, where it expects its leadership to be a good example for the organization and employees. So they would be, following all of the leadership rules and making sure that they're showing good examples. The rational legal authority model is one that focuses on the leader making all of the decisions based on rules and regulations that could be required either by states, federal regulations, things like that. The charismatic authority leadership style, it relies solely on the leader influencing regulations, inspiring, and motivating others. So then they feel that they need to comply just because they're an influencer, so they're going to follow what they say because they're liked and charismatic and they openly communicate. A traditional authority leadership is based on customs, beliefs, and it allows for leadership to have followers. So you may see this a lot in religious aspects of the world. A lot of their people will follow their leader because they're told that they're important. Transactional leadership is where the leader is the boss. They make the rules and the regulations. Anyone that doesn't comply or follow what is set in place faces consequences. It's a very structured style that a lot of people want to stray from in these days. Servant style is described as serving others, so the leader would be there to promote the employees in any way that they need. The power is shared in this environment. Democratic leadership is a style where leadership and employees make decisions together. They have open communication and feedback, creating for a very open environment. Now let's choose two and go into more detail about those two. So I chose democratic leadership as well as transactional leadership. So as you can see on the slide, transactional leadership, it shows that there's open communication and decision making within an organization. It empowers its employees and allowing for flexibility with rules, regulations, and processes. It creates employees that are highly satisfied with their jobs, creating less turnover and burnout. There's always downfalls, so downfalls to or drawbacks to dramatic or democratic leadership could be that it's not as effective in a crisis because you have to go and verify that employees have had their decision-making process, and it may be time-consuming. It could also be ineffective because if you have unskilled employees that are, helping make decisions, it may not be the correct decision if they don't know all of the details or the background of what they need to. Transactional leadership is more of a structured environment that has set expectations and rules. It does allow for rewards, but it also allows for punishments for those that are not following those set rules. It also has cons, which we just discussed. It's going to limit creativity as well as development for anyone in the environment. They're, going to be stuck following rules, and, they might feel like they're punching a time card to be yelled at and punching out. It can lead to burnout and loss of employees due to the controlling environment. So these two styles are definitely different in many different ways, but they're majorly different in the decision-making strategies, since Democratic allows for employees to be engaged and transactional does not. It does differ in the motivation of the employees with these different strategies. They are similar because they do focus on clear communication. So even if that communication is setting rules and boundaries, the transactional leadership still wants to discuss things clearly so that their employees understand what is expected of them. They do have the same priority, which is achieving goals in a healthcare organization. And they both are performance-based when giving feedback to their employees. So which one is better? I believe that Democratic leadership is on the forefront here. In today's society, to make someone feel included is a goal. If an organization is allowing for employees to voice their opinion on the day-to-day operations, this can help create a better flow to the same goals. It can help, maybe leadership doesn't understand the workflow of a specific office, and if someone from that office is able to relay that and show, hey, this may work better, this is going to create a better flow for the patient, creating quality of care, and it can create happiness within the employee because they feel valued. If you're using their strategy, that's going to make them feel important and that they've done something well. It does create long-standing relationships with employees and leadership. So this can definitely allow for a strong teamwork and create an exceptional healthcare organization. Within the company that I currently work for, we do allow for team buildings that are both inside of the office as well as outside. And this makes us all feel like we are a team. It makes us understand that we all have different outlooks on things within our organization, and it makes us feel important, which also makes someone work harder for that goal. So democratic leadership, it's making headway in many organizations today. It does allow for, development of each individual, which makes someone feel great if they feel that their company has their back and they're pushing them to be a better person and to move towards those career goals. And democratic leadership allows for that, making their employees feel important. So I hope that this presentation has shown you that there are different types of leadership and that they all can be used in many different ways in healthcare and outside of healthcare. And then you will find on the next slide that I have included the references that I use to discuss all of these leadership styles. Thank you.